Min moeder die wil me geven, een smid dan met geweld, een smid met te leven, en dat alleen met geld. Oh nee, zo'n zwarte smid, die is maar eenmaal in de week wit, en dan, wat moet ik met zo'n man? Mijn moeder die wil me geven, een smid dan met geweld, een smid met te leven, en dat alleen met geld. Oh nee, zo'n zwarte smid, die is maar eenmaal in de week wit, en dan, wat moet ik met zo'n man? Mijn moeder die wil me geven, een smid dan met geweld, een smid.
We're back once again with 417 Good Eating. I'm Jeff Bass and this is
Terry Arm, and today we're in the Netherlands. Actually, not really. We're down on Commercial Street, but we're at Van Gogh's Eaterie, and we're here with the owner,
Joe Gidman.
So Joe, this is a plethora of food that I've never had or never seen before in my life. This is definitely new or unique. So what are we starting with first?
Okay, well, so over here we have a couple of the Dutch pancakes, which you can tell is nothing like an American pancake.
Right.
So in the Netherlands it's called Pannenkoeken, or Pannenkoeken is plural. And so you can go sweet or savory. So this one we call our Old Dutch, and it's got apple pie and cinnamon and caramel and cooked apples and ice cream. And people do eat this for their meals. So
yeah, I can see why.
Yeah. And then our savory one over there is called the Rotterdam, which is a city that I used to live in over there, and it has a large Middle Eastern population.
Right.
So it's got shawarma on the pancake with the curry ketchup and a garlic dill sauce, and then a whole bunch of like salad, vegetables, and pickled onions and stuff like that. And then we also have the bitterballen, which is a very traditional snack in the Netherlands.
Okay.
And it's I call them fried gravy balls, but a Dutch person.
I like it already.
Yeah, a Dutch person would argue with you extensively that you do not call it gravy, and then we serve it with a garlic dill or a dill mustard sauce that we make.
Awesome.
And then we also have what we call our meatball zirkel. And zirkel is a type of other Dutch dish known as a stamppot. So you're learning a lot of Dutch words right now.
completely.
Right.
I have to remember these,
Right.
right?
Lesson in the Dutch language.
Yeah, the meatball one, it has the Dutch meatballs, which are large Dutch seasoned meatballs. It's not like your Italian meatball. You
Right.
don't taste the difference. And then there's a brandy browning sauce on top, which is we take all the drippings from the meat, and then we put in a bunch of brown sugar and brandy. And then
You said brown sugar.
brown sugar and brandy. Yeah.
I like the Netherlands.
So we do some fun like sweet savory dishes. We do lunch dishes, dinner dishes, but we're also really popular for breakfast and brunch.
And you do breakfast anytime, correct?
Yeah, you can get breakfast all day long. I love eating breakfast at any hour of the day. So this is I built the restaurant so I can come in and have breakfast anytime I want.
What was the breakfast dish? Because I'm seeing the baked beans with the toast, the poached egg.
So this is actually our take on an English breakfast.
Okay, which would have the beans and so forth.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so because we're using the Dutch sausage and the Dutch bacon, and it's still kind of an English breakfast style, but it's a little tongue-in-cheek what we call the Brexit.
The Brexit.
Nice.
So that's our Brexit breakfast.
There you go.
We have a very large breakfast menu that you can get any time of the day as well. And then we do we have a full bar here. We also have a barista. We have a full coffee espresso bar, and so we do a lot of different specialty drinks. The one you've got there is our beetroot latte. So it's actually a latte that's made with beetroot and a bunch of seasonings. You have what's called a stroopwafel, which is a traditional Dutch cookie. It's normal to eat them on top of a hot drink because it warms the caramel inside. And so the drink I have here is what we call our Amsterdam fog. And so there is a drink called the London fog, which is it's a Earl Grey lavender tea with steamed milk. So we add a little bit of chlorophyll to ours, which makes it green. Yeah. So it's healthy for you, and the green color may be a little bit more reminiscent of the fog in Amsterdam.
So Terry.
In the Netherlands, you would say "eet smakelijk."
Smakelijk.
Exactly. If you like the food, if it's good, you'll say it's lekker or heel lekker.
Let's start with the savory pancake.
Now I noticed that you folded yours over.
Yeah, there's no wrong way to eat the pancakes in the Netherlands except if you use your hands. That's the only thing they'll tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So don't use your hands. Okay.
I mean, you can. But you'll see that sometimes we serve a lot of our food with little picks and little prongs and stuff because the Dutch don't normally use their hands with their food. They'll even use a fork and knife and cut their sandwiches. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
But of course, this is the United States.
We are a bit barbaric, so okay.
Yeah, so if,
I'm uncultured. It almost reminds me of like a barbacoa.
oh yeah,
Right. I mean, because you get the shawarma comes through,
Yep.
but there's some sweetness in there. There's some other spices. Well, the curry seasonings definitely do come through.
they come through. Yeah. So we make our own curry ketchup because it's hard for us to import it.
Right.
And so
right.
we take regular ketchup, we cook it down with a little bit of sambal, which is an Indonesian
Right.
chili spice, and then a special type of curry known as mafurat. And so we cook all that down into it, and then that makes our curry.
Except something I actually can use my hand for.
Yeah, and you'll want to dip that in the mustard.
Fried outside with the soft inside.
Yeah.
You get the best of both worlds in the texture. And that mustard, I mean, I'm usually not a mustard guy, but that is fantastic.
Yeah.
That is completely not what I was expecting because I hear all the talk about gravy. To me, I'm thinking, okay, looks like falafel. So I'm expecting a falafel type of.
You don't expect so much soft texture on the
no,
inside.
you get just creamy gravy and that's just wonderful.
Yeah.
That's just a hard, crunchy shell and wonderful goodness inside.
Yeah.
Not hard.
You go anywhere in the Netherlands and there's street vendors everywhere you can buy these. Best food in Holland you're going to find on the street. Everywhere.
That's common to a lot of countries on that. The street food's the best food. So, nice.
But you guys don't have to worry about it being on the street because Van Gogh Eaterie has it right here indoors, brick and mortar. Next up, the meatball.
Boy, that is just unique. On the potatoes, that's really nice. You got the sauerkraut is there. It's not overpowering. That's not all you have. Just a bit of tartness to it.
Yeah.
But then you have some of that bacon that comes in there as well. Just balances it out. That's really nice.
Next up, we're going with breakfast. We have the sausage as well as.
Yep, there's some of the Dutch bacon, and the sausage is known as rookworst, so it's a type of smoked Dutch sausage. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
I like the snap on the skin. That's really good. Boy, it's just really nice. You got great flavors going on there. But the seasonings, the flavorings are just a bit different than what you would expect just from looking at it.
Yeah.
But just wonderful.
And you'll find most of the Dutch food, even though it seems different, it's not exactly what you're used to for American cuisine. It's all very comfort food.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you walk away feeling very, very satisfied.
Exactly.
So now we have the Dutch bacon.
There you go.
It doesn't really have that really salty taste to it. Not that.
Yeah, you just don't get that.
Yeah, this is a very natural cut. So most of what you are tasting and most of your baking is a lot of additives that they have the meat soaking in, and that's probably because it's. And I like a crispy bacon.
I do too.
But it's this is more meat, more natural, not so much
Healthy.
just
So if you're looking out for your cholesterol, like I have not been, Dutch bacon is where you want to be at.
The bacon leaves you a little room for all the ice cream.
That's right.
Nice.
Which is what we've been trying to work our way towards this whole entire time. Okay, Joe. So you fed us breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yep.
So now it's time for my favorite portion, dessert.
Yep.
You put this in front of me, I'm not waiting around.
Now I can see why.
And I love when whole families come here. Everybody's kind of conservative about what they order, and then Grandma will always order ice cream for her dinner. So don't be afraid to live. Come out and if you
So
want.
Grandma definitely knows what she's doing.
Exactly.
Because I will order this 10 times out of 10.
There's no time in life to waste.
The sweet pancake under that, the sort of a base for the apple pie, yeah, those flavors are really there.
Yeah.
That's
and
wonderful.
interestingly, the Dutch pancakes, the actual base, it's not sweet or savory. It's very neutral. In fact,
It is.
Oh, really?
In fact, when we make the batter, we actually put the same amount of salt as we do sugar. So that way, when you add a sweet topping, it kind of pulls out the sweet
Right.
in it. When you add a savory topping, it pulls out the salt.
So it is the same crepe base.
It's the exact same
whether
base.
whether it's sweet or savory.
So you want to break the cookie and dip it.
Oh, of course
Yeah.
I will. That
Yeah.
is awesome. That is a hefty cookie.
Yep.
There is some good stuff.
There's a lot of work in making those. The Dutch have a spice combination called speculous, and it's kind of what we would think of in the U.S. as gingerbread.
Yeah.
So it's
that's what I'm taking from it is ginger.
Yeah. So it's very when we think of gingerbread in the Netherlands, it's a little bit heightened.
A lot of depth and richness, but you're not getting the overly sweet that you get from American.
It's really
cookies
mild,
and
but it
things
just
like
all
that.
goes well together.
Right.
And when you get like tea or coffee there, you don't normally add a bunch of sugar to it. So anytime you get a coffee or a tea in the Netherlands, they're almost always going to serve some sort of either cookie or chocolate
really? To
with
sweeten it up a little bit.
Yeah, and
My
so
kind of place.
so it's traditional that you dip the cookie in,
Okay.
and then that adds a little bit of sweetness to your drink.
Oh yeah, it goes really well with it.
Yeah.
So guys, if you're looking for the Dutch experience without having to leave the 417, Gogh Eaterie is your spot. Whenever you come in, tell them Jeff Batan,
Terry Yarn.
before 417 Get Eating sent you, we're out. Oh yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah. You guys eat the rest of that food though.
Oh, most definitely.
Hun är som svarte smitt, det är små einmal in de vecka vid den dan en dan en dan. Vad måttig mätt som